roll of toilet paper shoved up in there?
Do you have down a meeting this Thursday for Jubilee?
No.
Okay, well, we don't. For some
Did you?
reason, I had. And then I went and got the gift certificates for the volunteers. And Jamie said, no, there's no meeting. So I did have one.
Okay. All right. There you go. Take all the credit. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our city. We are live right here in the mayor's office at the Muscatine City Hall, and thank you for joining us. We were just saying we can't even believe Christmas is 2 weeks from tonight. It's amazing. This year has really sped by. I wanted to share something with you that just got done speeding by, and that was our annual holiday stroll. We had a great time this past Friday night in Muscatine, having the tree lighting ceremony. That's what this is at First National Bank. It was so great. It was a cold night, but you know what? We've had colder before, so we survived. We all survived it. And there's a delay, so we really had to do some timing on when this was going to light up. And there's somebody standing inside of the tree. You didn't know that. And so I had to give them like a heads up of when I was going to say, okay, light it up, and then there it went, and it worked out just perfect. But it is a beautiful tree donated to the city of Muscatine by Jerry Lang. We are very, very appreciative of it. We have a lot of folks talking that they would like to be able to bring ornaments and decorate it. So I'm gonna have to do some checking and see why couldn't we do that. I don't see any reason why we couldn't, and have it be just something that the community can enjoy doing together. So after the tree lighting ceremony, a lot of folks just walked up and down the streets and enjoyed everything. It was just great. I think we have a video here that we're going to show you too.
I'm the director of marketing for us. Help with that.
As the tree was getting lit. I don't think you're going to have any sound. Or are we going to have sound, Betsy? Yes, we do have sound. So you're not going to hear me for a second. We'll hear this.
Also, thank you. We're very honored to host the community tree again this year. So a good thank you to Jerry Lang, who donated the tree to the city. So thank you, Jerry. Yeah, clap. Very good with gloves on. So thank you to the city for letting us host it, and to the chamber for all of their involvement, and a special thanks to Power and Water for everything they do that set it up and help with everything with it. So just thank you for everyone involved with this role. So I'll hand it over
Right. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Merry Christmas, Muscatine. It is a chilly night, but I guarantee you I've been at holiday strolls colder than this, and I'm sure most of you have too. We have a ton of people to thank tonight for putting on the holiday stroll. You know, the Journal and their sponsor, Toyota of Muscatine, they do a great job of putting this all together. The city staff worked so hard putting up the decorations, which we all love. Thank you, Jerry. We love some of the decorations and all of the decorations, but certainly they add to our city's festivities and make everything be wonderful and bright for Christmas. We wish today and every day for the health and happiness of everybody in our city. And certainly I know that you all join with me in praying that the spirit of Christmas, of giving and love, continues this entire year as we lift up and support each and every one of us. I know I've seen so many of you out ringing the bells at Salvation Army and spending time giving back, taking care of your neighbors, and that's so wonderful to see and experience, and I know that we will bond together and continue to help and lift each other up. So you don't want to hear any more speeches, that's for sure. We all came to watch this beautiful tree get lit up, so get ready, everyone. And this tree is going to light up. We might want to give it some shout outs. Sometimes it takes a little bit of help to get lit up, but we want to certainly thank everybody involved for making this day and this evening a reality so that we can come together and enjoy spending time together. The star's lit. This is a good sign. We might need to shout out Merry Christmas to get it going. There we go. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, everyone. And we know that there's a ton of other things going on up and down the street. So make your way around to all of the local businesses and all of the things that they have put together and provided. There's soup over at Trinity Muscatine or at Trinity Episcopal Church, and all other kinds of things up and down 2nd Street. Have fun, keep your eyes out, be safe, and enjoy the evening. Thank you. It was really a lovely evening, and thank you so much to everybody that participated in putting on the holiday stroll this year. We really appreciate it, and I've heard nothing but good comments from everyone who has said anything about it. So thank you again. I would like us to jump right into our first guest. We have with us tonight Patsy Lose, and she is a board member with the Jubilee Community Center and volunteers her time tremendously to this project. Thank you so much for coming tonight, Patsy.
Well, thank you for
How are
having
you
me.
doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh,
thank
good, good. You know, how many years ago has it been that we started Jubilee?
It's been 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
And so we're going into the 7th year, and I believe it was in the fall of 2012.
And we used to be down in the building on 2nd Street.
Correct.
All the way down. The Maharys recently bought it.
Yes.
What else? Was it Cottage Restaurant?
It was a restaurant before that, and then I'm not sure, it may have sat empty.
You know what? Was Voluntary Action Center in there at one time?
I think they were next door.
Were they next door?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
and maybe they had moved too, so they could have been. But,
Sure.
yeah.
But anyway, we moved Jubilee Community Center to MCSA a year and a half ago, maybe 2?
2 years.
2 years.
Yes, yes.
And it's been a wonderful fit,
Yes.
hasn't it?
It has been, and that was thanks to a lot of the board members, you know, really studying different options for the Jubilee Center since the building was sold.
Sure.
And so they discussed it with MCSA, and yeah, it's been a perfect fit.
It really has.
Not only because of the kitchen, but we can use the gym, and then we have the room downstairs, and the staff have just been super to work with at the MCSA building.
And it's a win-win because that's where we can help the people that live there too.
Exactly.
So everybody can use the center.
Yes.
So what is in the center? What is there?
Okay. Well, basically, I think I'll go through how our day went down there today.
Okay.
We had a big group today, and we made Christmas cookies. And so a lot of the times we do cook, and then after that we played bingo. So Tuesday nights are bingo nights.
Okay.
The kids kind of
every Tuesday.
We try to do it every Tuesday.
Okay.
During the holiday season, we've been a little bit busy with crafts and cookies, but we do try to do it every Tuesday. And then for those who don't want to do the bingo, there's crafts, there's board games, there is there's video games.
Sure.
There's computers to use, laptop computers, and we do have a TV if somebody would want to watch a movie. I'll tell you that that's one thing that hasn't been used very much in the last 2 years.
Is the TV?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yes. It's been hands-on, interaction with the peers, and then just doing different things at the center. And then tonight again, at about 5:30, a lot of them went upstairs and to shoot baskets.
Oh,
and
in
practice,
the gym,
yeah,
sure.
and practice basketball or to walk. Because a lot of our kids exercise, we really try to work with them in that area.
Sure.
So that's kind of what a normal day is. We have lots of different kinds of activities. Playing cards, they love to play garbage. And so most of the kids know how to play garbage.
Sure.
And that was one thing that when we first started that helped a lot of people just get to know each other and interact with each other.
And our volunteer, a longtime volunteer, Jim Salmons, who's now on the board as well, he was our guest last week.
Yes.
He plays garbage, doesn't he?
Yes, he's the mainstay for that game. And it was also thanks to Brenda, his wife, that the Jubilee Center got opened and started by the Jubilee Committee at the Trinity Church.
Sure.
So, and then tonight, there was a group serving dinner from Calvary Church to the residents at the MCSA. And that's one of the things we hope to do in the future, that the Jubilee Center will volunteer their time and make dinner and serve it too. So
how nice.
That's one of our goals
Sure.
in the coming year.
Sure.
So there's one thing I forgot to mention, there's lots of craft activities that can be used. I don't think we've missed anything as far as having something for the kids to do or the adults to do even. So
who goes there?
Well, there's a lot of our kids with provider agencies will attend with their staff. And we do ask that if a young person wants to come down, that he or she has a caretaker or a parent or a sibling to come in. So we do ask that. And then we've had people come in, social workers with some of their kids, and they may spend a half hour in there doing, on-site visit or something like that. We, in the last 6 months, have had we have bingo night, and it's usually on a Friday night once a month. So we have young adults visiting then too.
Oh, okay.
So we're open, it's a community center that's open for everyone.
So if you don't have anywhere else to go, you can go there.
You can go there.
And just hang out and have fun and enjoy interacting with other people.
Yes, and right now our hours are from 3 to 6. And then on the Friday night that we have bingo, we're open from 5 to 7. And this kind of leads me into, we could use some volunteers for Friday night.
Okay.
From 3 to 6. And
for bingo?
Well, just for
or just to
attend
be there.
To be
because
there.
it is staffed.
It is staffed by volunteers.
By volunteers.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, I need to explain that a little bit better. It is staffed by volunteers, and so they know where to get the key from upstairs, and that's it. Basically, one of the main things that they will do. And then we have the kids or who's ever using the center clean off the tables and do that.
When they're done.
Right.
Sure. Put away whatever they got out, that kind of thing. Sure.
So we do have someone, and it, if somebody is sick and doesn't make it there that day, we have enough people that come every day that they know what to do and they take care of things.
Sure.
The room is always open for us and ready to go. So,
nice.
We don't have to worry about unlocking a door and
Sure.
locking a door where we
Yes.
did it at the old place. But both places have been great, and they have provided what a lot of the kids need. And that sometimes is just a slow-paced way to interact with people.
Sure.
And so there's that part of it that's so important. And then taking responsibility for what they do, pride in what they may make or cook. And cooking is a big thing at the center.
So are you talking about maybe a staff person comes with somebody that they're trying to teach independence to?
Yes.
And skills, so
Yes.
that they could maybe live on their own and do a
Exactly.
good job providing their own meals?
Exactly.
So maybe they might teach them how to properly turn on the oven and the stove and fry an egg or whatever
Right.
it might be.
And we do have one individual who she can do a 4-course meal.
Wow.
In an hour and a half. And so they have worked up to that, but it has been through the center.
Teaching and
Right.
being there to,
Right.
everybody needs those skills if they're going to want to be able to live independently.
Exactly. And so it could be a parent even coming in.
To teach their young
Yes.
person how to
And
maybe a
we-
latchkey.
Yes,
Sure.
exactly. And we hope that some of the people from the residents come down with their kids
Sure.
and work with them. So there's lots of different things. I know I'm not hitting
Well, it
them all.
really is a great partnership, though, with MCSA because of the gym
Yes.
and because of the kitchen and the lovely centralized location
Yes.
of MCSA.
Exactly. And then there's one more thing. In the summertime, there's a garden out back, and Paul Carroll helps us plant.
Nice.
And so
Sure
that's
he
been
does.
fun.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so we have everything. And,
Right.
in the last fall, we painted the rocks, the Muscatine rocks and all that.
Sure.
And then we walked just downtown to the building, I can't think of it, the senior building.
Senior resources?
No, the housing.
Yes.
Can't think of
Clark
it.
House.
Clark House.
Yes.
And we hid it in the gardens there.
Oh, nice.
So, we can walk downtown.
Sure.
We can walk to the riverfront.
Sure.
So, it's a perfect
Right.
situation.
Well, now the food pantry's there.
Yes.
How is that working? Are they on the same level? You're on the lower level, is that
Yes.
correct?
We're on the lower level, and they are too.
Okay.
And we share a room, for the freezers. But what's the most important thing is that we have helped in, they did a nighttime food pantry
Okay.
I think it was in October.
Uh-huh.
And so some of our consumers helped with that.
Oh.
And then we've helped them unload when they've had a huge influx of products. So
So you're a help too.
yeah.
Yes.
And so we hope to help even more.
Yes.
Next Tuesday, for example, will be a busy day because they're having an all-day food pantry, and we're having a Christmas party for all the kids that come and
Oh, fun.
yeah. So
What time?
we're having that at 4:00
Okay.
and
On Tuesday?
on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then we've also made, during this past 3 weeks, we have made cookies, and then we'll pass them out to the staff upstairs.
Oh, how nice.
Because the staff at the MCSA have been super.
They're amazing,
Yes.
aren't
So we
Yeah.
want to just have a little thank you for that. And the kids
That's
have
nice.
done that.
they? Sure.
So everything is kid-driven. I mean,
And
so,
that's great.
Yeah.
I think it's so important for us to teach that, to the kids too, to thank the people that help them, and also to give back by helping the food pantry. I think it's a win-win. You're helping others, but you're also building that self-esteem and that goes from helping others and feeling needed and wanted and helpful.
Yes, and our kids love the volunteering because we have volunteered too this past summer when the MCSA had the fireworks booth
Sure.
at Hy-Vee. So we took a couple days and worked on that, and that was really a learning experience for
Okay.
the adults and kids both.
Sure.
So we've helped with that, and we are open to anybody asking us to help. So
That's great.
but we want to get the word out so more people can come down
Sure.
and enjoy.
And utilize the
Yes.
facility, yes.
And I would love to see it even open on a Saturday morning, but we need a few more
We need
volunteers.
volunteers.
Yes.
And it's not hard work.
No.
You open the door and you just hang out
Yes.
to be there in case somebody needed something, had a question, or needed to access a staff person. You could be that interim
Right.
for them. And so it's not hard work. And in fact, you don't have to have any physical abilities or anything like that, as long as you can get in the building and there's an elevator for that.
Right. And just have a smile on your face.
That's right. Be welcoming and
that's,
enjoy other people.
Yes. That's all you
Yes.
need. So
That's right.
we
So-
would welcome volunteers.
So another thing that I think the Jubilee could probably use is some donations.
Yes, because we run strictly on donations, and everything is volunteer, but we need donations to buy craft supplies.
Oh, sure.
Cooking supplies,
Mm-hmm.
just anything, that paper plates,
Right. All that stuff adds up.
dish soap, hand soap,
Sure.
Kleenex. Those are the kind of
Oh,
things.
sure, sure.
Um,
Doesn't take a lot, but consistent
Yeah.
donations are needed.
Yes.
Yes.
And for example, in the first couple years, we had one group that had like a paper shower for us.
Oh, sure.
So we had paper plates and paper cups given to us, and napkins, and the plastic silverware,
Sure.
and things like that. And we have a refrigerator, and so because we do, like I said, we do cook, and people bring food in for the cooking, and we try to keep water on hand for the kids.
Sure.
And we try to keep small snacks available. So we do that, and so that's why we can use
And-
donations.
So if I understand correctly, the money all goes through the community foundation, so it's tax deductible if somebody would want to give a donation.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds like a perfect thing, like for a ladies auxiliary, a church group, a ladies mission group,
Yes,
to put together and have that be their cause
and
for the month.
we were quite surprised today when we got a check from one of the Women's Guild, the Presbyterian Church.
How nice.
And it was a lovely check, and one of the volunteers, she's one of our special volunteers, she's just a great lady, Virginia, belongs to that group. So
How nice.
they have supported us for
Sure.
the last 3 or 4 years, so it's
It would be
great.
a nice Jeans Day project too,
Yes.
some businesses do Jeans Days
Yes,
too.
it would be.
You don't need a lot, but you do need something to
Yes.
be able to have those supplies on hand.
Yes.
And it's just amazing, an amazing program because it's all run by volunteers.
Yes.
And, there's no staff, it's just neighbors helping neighbors.
Exactly.
And that's what we all are about.
And that's so true, because even tonight, there were a couple of the adults who had gone ahead and bought the things for the crafts and supervised the crafts, and that's how it is every week. So
That's so great.
yeah, it's been great, and I love it. So
Yep.
and the kids love it, and so strictly with the volunteers and small donations, we can keep it
We
going.
can keep it going.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
that's great.
So,
Is there anything else that you wanted to share with everybody before we close out here? I'm trying to make sure that we talked about everything. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention when I was talking about the Community Foundation is it says on the flyer, can you pull that flyer back up again for us, Betsy? The flyer still says we're in the process of getting new flyers, right?
yes, we are.
So even though the flyer says at the bottom, if you wanted to donate, you can do it through the Community Foundation, contact Shelley. You can still contact that number, but Shelley's not there anymore. We're working on getting those brochures changed, and we'll get that done as soon as we can. But you can still provide financial support by calling that same number. You'll just have a different person.
Yes, and too, with the volunteers, If you can call the MCSA and they'll pass that
They'll pass it
information
through
on
to you.
yes.
Okay, good.
Or if you see myself, you can just mention it, or Jim
Uh-huh.
Salmons.
Sure.
Because we would love to have volunteers.
Yes.
And then we can just stay open a little bit more
That's right.
and help, more kids. And like I said, young adults and
Yes.
anybody, any age,
Right.
we're open.
We want just to provide a safe, nurturing place for people to be and belong and get to be friends
to
with
be
other
friends.
people.
And then, a learning.
And a learning center.
Yes.
Yeah, for cooking, and I bet when you're doing crafts, you're doing a fun craft, but at the same time, you're learning skills.
Exactly. Measuring, just cleaning up.
Sure, exactly.
And using manner words. That's a big thing too.
Sure it is,
So-
sure it is. Those socialization skills are key.
Yes.
Sometimes even more than the concrete skills.
Exactly.
It's the socialization piece
Yes.
and knowing those social skills and what's acceptable and what's not in public.
Right.
And that's something that we can learn only by being there. And this
Exactly.
provides that.
Yes.
It's
so,
wonderful.
Yes. And thank you for serving on the board too.
Oh, absolutely.
We
It's
have
my
great
pleasure.
board members.
We do. I was trying to sit here and think if I could think of them all. So it's John Becky and Kathy Anderson Knoll, Jamie Walker, help me,
Kathy Othmer,
yes,
and then
Judy Yates,
Yes.
yes. This is probably an old list.
Sheila.
We still have Nicole Sorgenfry, is that
Right.
right?
Denise.
And Denise Ness. I think the other ones have gone
and
off. Sheila,
From Trinity
yes,
Church.
yes. I've lost her last name also.
Sheila.
It says Marks on there. Is that it? Sheila Marks? Yes. Okay. And you and I. And we just really are proud and pleased that we can bring this program to the community. And I would like to just say that we can't thank MCSA enough for welcoming us when the building was sold. Of course, the Meharys were wonderful landlords and gave us all the opportunity and time that we needed to find a new location. But MCSA just opened their arms and welcomed us and have been nothing but wonderful to work with since.
And I agree. And it was great working with Charlotte, and now I look forward to working with Scott.
Absolutely,
Yes, so.
absolutely. They're both true blue, caring about other people.
Yes, they
both of them.
They are.
Yeah,
So.
it's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Patsy. We will have you back on again. Don't you worry about that. Whenever anything new comes up or a project you guys got coming up, then just give me a holler and
I would
we
love
will.
to now.
I'm glad. I'm glad. It's not as scary as one might think.
Yes.
So we're going to pull up a couple of flyers here that I wanted to share as we're getting ready to change out on guests. First thing, I've got to remind you again, and we have Lieutenant Christian Lopez is going to be our next guest, but in the meantime, we need some bell ringers. Can we get there it is, there's the flyer. It's on, I see it on you, there it is. I saw it on yours first, Betsy, before I saw it on mine. So we need bell ringers. We need more and more and more. There are a lot of hours throughout the day that we need to get these kettles manned, because one thing we all know is if they're just sitting there and there's not a person there, people aren't as apt to donate, and we have a goal to reach, which we will talk to Lieutenant Christian Lopez about in just a minute. So please call Salvation Army, and you'll probably talk to Sissy. She knows everything there is to know about scheduling, and get you some time scheduled. And you can do it, you can do a couple people together. If you're scared, you don't have to come and do it by yourself. You can do it with a child. You can do it with a couple children. You can do it with an elderly person, with your best friend. It doesn't matter. You can force your spouse to go. That works too. and just make sure that we get those kettles manned, because it's important to reach the goal and provide the Salvation Army the opportunity to continue serving the people of Muscatine. It's critical for our community that we have them here at the ready when we have folks in need. Next, I would like to remind everybody that we have Coffee with the Mayor coming this Saturday. Now, typically we've been having it at Happy Joe's, but this Saturday is the annual event that they invite people with special needs to come, and they have a huge Christmas pizza party, and it's a wonderful time for all of those folks. And so we're going to get out of the way and go to Ellie's Coffee and Tea House and be in a different venue. And so Coffee with the Mayor will be at 9 o'clock. Riverbend Neighbors typically meets the third week of the month, and we all know the third week of the month and the fourth week of this month are busy times in December. So they are going to join us again this month. We went to their location last month, and we'll be joining up with Councilwoman Brockert and her Riverbend Neighbors group at Ellie's Coffee and Tea House on Saturday morning at 9. We'd love to have you come down, have a coffee, have a tea, just sit and chat about our city. Have a good time. So if you can make it, we'd love to see you. And now we want to invite and welcome Lieutenant Christian Lopez with our local Salvation Army. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. Yes. Wow, are we half into our kettlebell ringing season?
Actually, today we put the numbers together, and I think we have, yes, we are halfway there.
About halfway done?
Yes.
Time-wise.
Time-wise.
Not quite money-wise.
Yes. Money-wise, we have $62,000.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're only about a third of the way money-wise.
Yes.
But we're halfway time-wise, so we got to pick up the pace.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Am I wrong?
Let me pull the number.
Okay.
My wife just got the number right here, and it's $32,000, and our goal is $180,000.
Okay.
Yes. So is third part, if you wanna mention that way?
Yes.
Yes. And we posted in our Facebook page.
Oh, sure.
So yeah.
We need to just get busy.
I think we are.
I think we are too. You know what?
Yes.
We have always taken a shift with each of our grandchildren to ring the bells, and we love it, and we believe it teaches them all the importance of giving back and doing your share to help your neighbors.
Yeah.
But I don't recall a year where there's been this much talk and encouragement of others to get out and ring the bells. And so I think the message is getting out there.
Yes,
for sure. Do you feel
sure.
that this year?
Yes, of course.
I do too.
I think it's amazing, I mean, the experiences that I've been seeing, the pictures, and it's amazing. The other day I saw a little kid with a dinosaur costume, outside ringing bells. I mean, I don't know about you, Mayor, but you just cannot drop something in the bucket with something as cute as that. Exactly.
I know. I know.
That's amazing. And it's
right.
excited, to be honest, as the pastor and manager of the Salvation Army, that encouraged me to give more than my 100%. I mean, if the community is coming along,
when you see others giving, it just makes you want to give more. That's true.
Yeah, and the other day I was talking with someone else, and I said, that is great that the community is being the Salvation Army, because this, you are part of our advisory board, which I thank you for that a lot,
certainly.
And that it takes more than one pastor and advisory board. It takes the whole community,
it really does.
Which is amazing.
It really does, because it supports and helps each of us.
That's right.
It really does. And Calvary Church came on board.
That's right. Pastor Ty Thomas is our Christmas chairperson of this year.
Okay.
And, it's amazing. They are, this morning, I was there, and they were putting the toys together, I felt like, I was working with elves, and putting these toys. I mean, 900 and something kids were helping this year, compared to last.
Record?
I think so.
bet it
I think
is.
so. Yes, I've been here for 5 years. You know, and I know
Oh,
last
5 years already?
5 years.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
yes. And last year we have around 800 kids,
Okay.
and now this year we have 913 kids who are going to be happy.
And they're
going
going
to
to have a happy Christmas.
Exactly.
That's right.
And you know, that's what it's about. Sometimes
That's-
we don't think about that, but they are lives. You know, they are kids
That's right.
that
And,
can.
and maybe their parents lost their job, or they're ill, or for whatever reason,
Exactly.
they still deserve to have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
And
for
we can do
sure.
that.
Exactly.
Our
And-
community can do that.
Yes, and we are doing it, you know,
Yes, we
which
are.
that's exciting.
And I just love how everybody does their part. So Hy-Vee has done their part
That's right.
with helping with the food for the Christmas baskets, and
Yes.
Krieger's has done
Krieger's.
their part with the toys, and we have the Hawkeye Holler,
I
and
know.
and then you have Calvary Church, and then you have every single person in the community that walks by that red kettle
For sure.
and drops money in. They're
you-
all doing their part.
Yeah, one of the things that you see, and I think we can feel that, is not only the spirit, but the unity of this community. It has
It
something
is.
magical, you know. I
It
mean, I've
really
been in
does.
several places. My last place was Chicago downtown,
Uh-huh.
you know. And in this community, I love it because everyone comes together,
Yes,
you know.
they
And
do.
I think that's why we are a strong community, you know, because
Yes.
everyone put a little bit
Right.
to help each other, because we
Yes.
really don't know. It will be on the other side later.
It could be
you know?
any of us
Exactly.
at any time.
Exactly.
At any time. And we would want our neighbors to be there for us too.
Yes,
And
yes.
they would be,
For sure.
yes. And you know, I think people are appreciating others. This evening, right before the show, I was at Fairway,
Uh-huh.
ringing the bells with our teenage grandson. And I can't tell you how many people stopped and said, "Thank you for
That's
doing
right,
this to
yeah.
him." And he said, "Grandma, they're thanking me." And I said, "Yes, because they're seeing the how important it is for
Yes.
everybody to take their turn,
Yes.
helping and giving back."
Of course. Yeah.
And it's great.
It's amazing. You know,
It really is.
I was in the challenge with Tony Tong.
Yes, I was on his side. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
I know it was. It
You
was so
know,
much fun.
Yes, I told Tony, you know, I've never been happy losing, you know. I mean, I know
Exactly.
that I lost the challenge, but, you know, ultimate, you know.
It got people out there.
Exactly.
And we had a couple
Ex-
matching donors.
Exactly. You know,
I know a lot of people came out to donate because that day it was going to be matched, and
yes.
double the good.
And I really hope and pray that this can be a tradition. You know, that was a great
Oh,
idea
it
from
was.
Tony Tone, you know.
Tony's just there for people,
He's
isn't
amazing, yes. He's
Yes.
amazing, you know, fighting for our
he? Yes,
community.
and
together, so
Hy-Vee
that's
for allowing their employee
That's right.
to
Jim
do
Simmons,
those kinds
yeah,
of things. Jim is
Yeah.
amazing.
He's amazing.
Whatever
for
you
this
need,
community.
he's going to be there to help.
That's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to appreciate people like that, you know.
That's
And
right.
other business too. So
Oh yeah.
again, something
Everybody's
magical is
doing their
going on.
part.
That's
right. You're right. I agree. I think there is something magical going on with the unity and how everybody's coming
Yeah.
together. I felt that at the holiday stroll on Friday night too.
Really.
Everybody just being neighborly
A lot.
with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was giving hot cocoa and coffee, and you
Uh-huh.
know, everyone was happy watching the train, you know, and
Oh yes.
and
yes,
the family,
you and I
know,
were there for the
everyone
train.
together. Yes,
Sure.
that was
sure.
amazing. It's
It
an
was.
amazing experience.
Really is.
Yeah.
So we need to continue volunteering at the Kettles. When's your last day? Is it Christmas Eve?
Yes, for the kettles, yes.
Okay.
Yes, for donations, we are going to stop until the end of January.
Okay.
So you know.
So we can keep working on that. Now,
Exactly.
now, if I'm correct, all of the funds that come into the Kettles is not just for the Christmas program, but it's to fund the budget of the Salvation Army all year long.
Yes, ma'am. It's to
Because you
sustain
do
our-
other things, sure.
Yes, it's to sustain our programs
Uh-huh.
through 2019.
Now you have a kids summer program for
Yes.
kids whose parents are working and they don't have anywhere to go.
Yes.
What do you call that?
Well,
Is that Kid Zone?
yes.
Okay.
Kids Zone. Yes, it's in summer and
Uh-huh.
through vacations. And
Sure.
last year we had about 55 kids
Wow.
who came and experienced that. And
Mm-hmm.
also the director, Eric Yarrington,
Uh-huh.
who is a science teacher
Sure.
from our schools. He's been running this for about 30 years.
Wow.
Can you imagine? The great experience is
Uh-huh.
that when I heard his testimony, because I asked him, what encouraged you to do this year by year? I was like, what is going on with you? And he's like, you know what? When I was little, Salvation Army was over by Hershey, and I didn't have any place to go and play and to hang out, So I went there and I received a lot of help from the Salvation Army.
Wow.
And therefore, that's why I'm doing this, and I mean, that program has been very successful year by year.
That's great. I know you have a few things you do besides the Christmas programs. You help people if they are in a crisis and they don't have anywhere to go and any food or anything like that. You guys not only help them with the resources, but with the referrals to the community for things that they might need.
That's right. We have a program called Pathway of Hope, which we establish our relationship with every single places in here who can we plug them,
Sure, we don't need to duplicate
exactly.
everything.
No.
Let's use the services we've already got.
Exactly, and help them and guide them.
Sure.
I think right now 15 families are in that program.
That's great.
And you know what, 2 just graduated,
that's
because we
great.
set goals,
Sure.
and that's something that the Salvation Army is being studied through the whole worldwide, and how to break the cycle of, poverty,
Sure.
So
That cycle of poverty is really a daunting thing to get over, and if they were never taught the lessons of whether it be budgeting or priorities,
that's right.
It doesn't mean they can't learn them.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
break that cycle. And what a wonderful program to help them overcome and get success for them and their families.
Yes, and it's working very well. We continue praying for that. And it's something that really helps a lot of families.
And you're also a church.
Yes.
I know a lot of folks that go down to church at the Salvation Army. That was something that I really didn't know until, maybe the last few years. I guess I didn't realize people went there for church, but I know my brother-in-law, who we lost earlier this year, and my sister-in-law, they go to church there because it's very easy access for them to get in and out. And I would say, too, I know I was seeing, and as I was reading some of the things in preparation, that you do just service for the community. And I know personally, when we lost my brother-in-law, Arnold, I know you guys were there with him almost every day. And that's something that I bet the community isn't always aware of, what a service that was to him and my sister-in-law Judy, to know that you guys were there with him. You and your wife both, spent time with them, and that really filled a need that most people might not have even considered.
That's right.
Being there. And so the things that the Salvation Army does for our community are so many that we probably don't even stop and think about. So we've got to get out there and make sure that we get the volunteers to ring the bells and get your budget filled for the next year.
Yes, that will be great. I invite every single one who can be able, to ring the bell, to call Cece, 563-263-8272, and schedule an hour, or 12 hours,
That's right.
If you
whatever
do
you
that.
can do.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Oh, right there is our flyer, and is the number.
62,000.
62,580.
So you're about a third of the way.
That's right. Thank you for pulling that flyer.
Sure. But we've only got 2 weeks left.
Yes, for
of the kettles.
Yes, for kettles.
But we can still send checks or drop off down there to you.
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
So the Safe Haven program, is that different than the Kids Zone Summer Camp?
Yes.
What is that?
We call it our after school program.
Okay.
Yes.
So after school, if the parents aren't home because they're working,
that's right,
then they can come down to the Salvation Army and do
Monday,
homework, crafts.
Exactly. See, you are
all
well
kinds
informed.
Of things.
Yes,
sure.
Yes. And one of the things is that, again, we want to help their parents to go to work, and we want to help their parents to to alleviate that, you know. And one of the things that I struggled in the past when I was little, like my parents, you know, in Mexico, they only have a high school degree, you know, and I did college, you know, and I needed help, you know, beyond my parents, you know, and that's something that we try very hard in the Salvation Army in our program, to have educate people who can help our kids, you know, with that education, you know, because there's still, you know, parents that cannot support their kid in the right way, you know. And so yeah, we try to, you know, we try to study the program and try to do it better year by year, you know. I think I think education is very important, you know, and more for the kids and citizens here in Muscatine.
And broaden their perspectives beyond what they know and what they've seen in their own home, by giving them, educating them on the possibilities.
That's true. Yes.
Of what they can do. I just love how the Salvation Army looks at the community and looks for gaps in services and needs, and then do what they can to fill those needs. I mean, that's what we need. I love how you don't try to duplicate something that's already being done. You know, let's do something that we need done, and then search out for the resources that are already there.
Yes, Mayor. And you know what, to be honest, I am, as the pastor manager of the Salvation Army, I am so happy to live in this town, you know. I am proud to be a Muskie, you know. I even have my shirt, you know, and the same way I want to do the best as everyone is doing it, you know. I want to work together because I know that's what it keeps our unity and our time together, you know.
Well, we are so pleased to have you and your whole family here. I mean, we have enjoyed it. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
Yes, I know.
But we are so glad that you're a part of our community, and we've had nothing but good things happen since you've been here and seen good outcomes.
Yes.
And I'm sure we're going to make that goal this year.
Well, you know, that's what we are praying. You know, we are praying. But you know, right now we are so happy to seeing the community. You know, everyone.
The way they're all coming together to support.
That's amazing. You know?
That's
amazing. Yes.
It is.
Yes, but we're continuing praying for those 180. And you know, God has been providing for 126 years. The Salvation Army has been here for 126 years. So I believe God will provide for another year. You know?
He's never let us down yet. He's not going to start now.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Yes.
That sounds great. Hey, anything that we need to know before we close out this evening? Any last minute thoughts or anything we need to know we didn't touch base on?
No, I just want to thank everyone, you know, for their effort, you know, volunteers, you know, who take the food down, who take the toys down, volunteers who rang the bell, you know, who are going to ring the bell, you know. Really appreciate that, you know, and I want to thank everyone who, I know a lot of people watched your show, you know, and I want to thank everyone, and even you know, everyone who support our advisory board, to everyone who does.
It's my pleasure. It's very rewarding, and I would like to thank not only the volunteers that are ringing the bells and the people that are funding the kettles, but I know you have people that work down at the Salvation Army as a volunteer almost every day.
That's right.
Selflessly giving back to their neighbors.
Yes.
And helping, and that's wonderful. We couldn't do the things that our community does, like we were just talking to Patsy about the Jubilee Center, if it wasn't for the volunteers and the big hearts of the people in the community. We wouldn't be able to pay people to do all of these things. That's right. So we need those volunteers.
Yeah, for sure. And also I encourage the community to teach our kids, you know. I think our new generations needs the example. Yes, and you know, that's something that I start from my own house.
Part of your life.
Exactly. And you know, we want to keep this community stronger, so we need to teach them and say, look at, that's why we are strong, because we give a little bit of our time, a little bit of what we have. You know?
That's what we do.
So that's something that's
part of our life.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, Lieutenant Christian. We appreciate all that you do for our community.
Thank you.
All right. I've got just a couple things to say here at the end, some save the dates. Next week, we are going to have here on our city, we're going to be learning about a program called Writing for Success. And also we're going to have Dr. Reby with the Muscatine Community School District is going to be visiting with us. We do have an in-depth city council meeting this Thursday. I wanted to remind you of that. And then lastly, Megan Francis with Sunnybrook asked me to please remind everybody, I think we have a flyer here on the Memory Cafe. This is something they started in September of this year, and they meet the second Thursday of each month from 10:30 to 12 at the Coffee Belt. And it's for the Alzheimer's Association. So it's caregivers, it's the actual person themselves, or anybody living with memory loss. This is a time for you to just come together and visit with one another, have some social time, and just really get to spend some time with peers in the same situation as you. They'd love to have you come second Thursday of each month, 10:30 at the Coffee Belt. If you have any questions, you can call Megan at Sunnybrook Assisted Living and Memory Care, and they would be happy to steer you in the right direction and answer your questions. So we would like to end tonight just by saying thank you for coming. We know everyone is busy getting ready for Christmas, and we hope that each and every one of you has a Merry Christmas this year and thinks about some of the things that we've been talking about giving back to our neighbors and volunteering our time and supporting the Salvation Army, supporting the Jubilee Community Center, and helping our neighbors. Thank you so much for all that you do, and we hope to see you again here next week on Our City.
Our City with Mayor Diana Broderson replays on MPW Channel 9, Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook. Email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov.